Hi guys, welcome to Host for Prose, our live discussion for our June book club. What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. Obviously, I have my co-hosts here, Vanessa and Nikki. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe. How do I get y'all to have your name on your screen?
You have to take off that "What Moves the Dead" thing at the bottom, the banner you have.
Oh, I have to take that off. Okay, hold on. Whatever. Okay. There you go.
If you want that banner, you can make it like a rolling.
Okay.
Scrolling, yeah.
Here, we'll do this. There we go. Okay, perfect. Anyways, let us know if you did read the book, or if you haven't read this book, if you've read Fall of the House of Usher by Edgar Allan Poe. Because thanks to Zach here, I read that one. Did you guys also read that one too? It's very short. But let's just, I guess, go right into the discussion. I don't expect this to take super long because it was a novella essentially. Do you want to start with what you rated it?
Do you want to start with what it is about?
Oh God, I'm so sorry. Yes, so this is a retelling in a sense of Fall of the House of Usher. We're following Alex Easter, she received a letter in the mail from one of her childhood friends that were they childhood friends? They're just old friends.
Old friend, yeah. I think they're just old friends.
Yeah, that Madeline Usher, which is Roderick is Alex's old friend, and Madeline is Roderick's sister, is not doing very well and essentially is like very close to death. And so she goes there to the house and just the house is not in great condition. There's a lot of fungus and it's overall it's a horror book, but I think it's more atmospheric horror than anything else. It wasn't horror like for me personally, it wasn't horror that I felt like was so disturbing I needed to close the book, you know what I mean? Just was a lot of fungus and I think
And a rabbit.
Yeah, and the hairs. I think what frustrated me the most though is it's very obvious what's wrong with Madeline from the beginning, essentially. Yeah, I mean it's literally on my cover. But it literally takes the entire book for Alex to figure out what's going on, like what's wrong with her. But in my opinion, I'm sorry, I'll stop talking in a minute. In my opinion, I really liked, in comparison, I really liked T. Kingfisher's characters. I liked that there was a Mrs. Potter from, was it Peter Rabbit? And I like that even though the story was short, it was very, you got a good feel of the characters, whereas in the original, it doesn't really talk about characters that much. You barely hear about Madeline. You mainly just hear about the main character and Roderick. So
I think she was like already dead or something.
In the main book?
Now I'm confused because like I watched the show this morning too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did you?
So now I'm like, I don't even know anymore. Some people were dead.
I will say the TV show was completely different than.
Oh, yeah, it's also set in like modern day. They literally are set in like 2023.
Yeah. So I gave it 3 stars. Was my opinion. What about you guys? How'd you feel about it? Whoever wants to go first.
You're on the top, Nikki.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you were unmuting yourself. Sorry, I'm in Canada today. I'm battling this lingering cough, so I also have a fungus apparently. So I gave it like a 3.5. I didn't really have that much problems with it. My problem was that I wanted something more. I felt like there was a lot of exposition about explaining like the world, and then I really like the topics of gender. I like the topic of the pronouns was pretty cool. My favorite character was Miss Potter. I thought she was really cool. She's like talk about gender. She's like, I don't care. My name is going to be credited in this book. Like, you know, that's just because I'm a woman, that shouldn't matter. And she was really haughty and she was funny. But I feel like read the author's note. I think T. Kingfisher, she was saying that I think as a retelling, this was really well done. It's essentially almost the same, except the ending was a little different. And the character Alex, they didn't really have a role. They were just kind of like watching from the distance. I think there was more character growth in this one. And in the author's note too, I don't know if Teen Kingfisher, she got spooked or what. I think around this came out, Mexican Gothic came out as well. I didn't finish that one, but I heard it's 20%, it gets better, but I just have patience. I heard they're very similar, and then she read this. It says it's all in the author's note that she read Mexican Gothic, and she's like, I can't write better than that. So I don't know if that affected her, or she had
imposter syndrome or something.
But I read Thorn Hedge, which is excellent. And also I read Nettle of Bone, which is excellent. So this is my least favorite of them, but I don't know. I'm glad I read it. It's not memorable. I thought the rabbits were really cool and creepy. Like the Madeline's little story, little Madeline's stairway scene too. But yeah, in the ending, Madeline essentially kills Alex, and then I guess in this one Alex killed Madeline. So, and then this redemption arc, but they all burned together in the end. Sorry, all the book, but yeah.
So I gave this one 4 stars, and I think it was mostly because it was like a novella, and so I had to think about it in terms of like not being a full book and not being maybe as like fleshed out as you would hope like a real book to be with their characters. But I thought for how short it was, it did a really good job compared to I hadn't read The Fall of the House of Usher until this morning. And so like after reading that and it's 36 pages, I was like, this was so boring. Like literally it just felt like we were saying, I picked up this piece of paper and I moved this piece of paper here. And I was just like, what? Okay. So then like when you, and I try not to compare books, but I feel like it's hard because it's based on The Fall of the House of Usher. Now I remember last week when we were reading it, I had some trouble getting into it at first because I was really confused about what was going on, and like I came to realize later that the author was just describing the environment around, like the fungal stuff, the house, like how everything was kind of declining, not just with the house, the estate, but like the people. And then like once you start catching on, like Bree said, it like has that horror aspect or whatever, like it kind of turns gross, creepy, like you get the hair and everything. And I think I wrote this in the Discord, but I said like if you guys have seen the television show The Last of Us or the video game, there's it's kind of similar. It reminded me, the fungal growths reminded me kind of like the cordyceps. So like in The Last of Us, the people will get infected by this like fungal plant thing or whatever, and they kind of turn into these zombie-ish thingies that are crazy. Now they didn't turn into that per se in What Moves the Dead, but that's kind of like the vibe I was getting of it. And I don't know if anybody else felt like that too, but this was my first T. Kingfisher book, and I was not like disappointed, but I also wasn't like overly like, oh my gosh, I want to read everything that you put out.
Yeah.
And I got that like zombie feeling too, and I thought it was interesting too because the fungi wasn't evil; it was just trying to survive, just trying. So I thought that was kind of interesting too. And I was looking up the author too, and also she was originally a children's author, and I guess she was always kind of gross and eerie in all the books. The publisher and editor were kind of, you can't put this in a children's book.
Oh my gosh.
So she did. I think she's a very big like fairy tale type like retelling type author. Like all her books are retelling. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to the adult genre. So I don't know her pen name for her children's author, but I was watching some interview or something, and I thought that was pretty interesting. She's like, yeah, you should take a step back from this.
Oh my gosh, I did not know that. I can't picture her as a children's author, but that's interesting. But let's hear what other people thought and who's here. So Laura's here. Hello. I did read the book. Yay! Let us know your thoughts. I have not read the original story, but want to. Honestly, I would say it's not necessary to read the original.
It's short though, so it's like you
But
could.
yeah.
It's on Everand, Laura. So if you want to listen to it, it takes like 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But it gives you kind of like an idea of, if you've never read the original story, like where it kind of came from.
Yeah.
And then obviously there's the TV show. If you want a free way to watch a TV show, just let me know. If you don't have Netflix, I'll hook you up.
Yeah. But I will say, like, they're all very different. And I like the TV show the most because it's just my, like, I just like it.
The
But
TV show has like additional characters in it
oh
too,
yeah, it's
because
a
I was like, who are
whole
all these other kids?
yeah, it's a whole family thing. But it's like I said, it's completely different. The TV show is based off of like them making a deal with the devil, Madeline and Roderick. This book is about more so their house, where like the TV show I don't feel like is so much about the house as the family. I don't wanna spoil anything. But, yeah, you don't have to if you've not read What Moves the Dead, you don't have to read the original, but if you do, it kinda gives you a little bit background. However, I will say, I'll second what Vanessa said, and it is kind of boring, but, it's like how old?
Like I listened to a walk with my dog this morning, and at the end of our walk, I was like, oh, it's done. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Also, hello, Nicole. I haven't read Fall of the House of Usher since 8th grade. My best friend said I didn't need to revisit it before this read. Yeah, exactly.
It's the same thing almost, except little creative differences. So
Yeah. Once you read it once, I mean, I think you're good. Also, hello to Cool Gamer. How are you doing? Did you get a chance to read What Moves the Dead? If so, let us know what you thought. Laura gave it 4 stars. And oh yeah, so there is a sequel. It's called, what is the sequel called? Anybody know off the top of
I
their
know
head?
it's got a horse. I think it's like a horse or something on it.
I just borrowed it, and I think it's following Potter and some other characters. So I'll down to read it.
What Feasts at Night?
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting for it to come out in paperback if I wanted to buy it, but I don't know if I'll buy it. I think.
Yeah. See,
Like,
I listened.
I'm okay. Like the book was okay, but I'm not
Yeah.
like. I don't know if I would reread it, so I don't know if I want to keep the book.
Honestly, I feel like it could have been really good if it was a full-size book. Like if she kept
Yeah,
going,
I agree.
it would have been probably 4 stars for me, but it's too short.
I also hear Hollow's Place is really good from this author. I think it's another retelling. It's more has a little more depth to it.
Is that by T. Kingfisher?
And Nettle and Bone and Thornhedge was really good.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So this one, What Feasts the Night, the sequel actually came out in February of this year. So, I like this book, but I think it could have been a great sci-fi book. I agree with that. If it went into more detail of the fungus and expanded the story, yes.
Have you read any other fungus type horror books before?
Honestly,
I don't read a lot of horror. I'm like kind of getting into it now.
Yeah. I think it's hard for me to describe this as horror because the horror like I'm used to is like if you've read trying to think of like really horror like Grady Hendrix horror is like really gross, like that kind of horror that you have to like close the book.
Well, I thought like the Nick Cutter one was gross.
Yeah, like body
like
horror.
It wasn't good, but like it was gross.
Yeah. So this was just more again, I think it's just more atmospheric horror. Like, I would probably not want to read this in the dark.
Well, and that's probably also like, if you think about it, the difference of like, yes, you can say you like a genre. Like, you can say, oh, I like romance or whatever, but then like there's contemporary, there's historical, there's dark. And so, like, kind of figuring out, do I like atmospheric? Do I like body horror? You know, do I like other weird horror? I don't know. Like, maybe
Yeah.
that's kind of, maybe this just isn't your type of horror, but you like horror. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cause I thought the rabbits, I thought like especially that one part at the end where they all turned and looked at him. Like I thought it was like creepy, but I didn't want to like turn away. That's like that was my favorite parts was the grossness, and it would have just started getting weird. So
Yeah.
horror, but it's more gothic, and I think the author did a good job with that. Like inside the house, like you could tell like this was like the bones, Edgar Allan Poe. Like inside the house was all pristine, but outside was all like weird, and there was mushrooms. And I feel like this was kind of like a big spoiler. That was very slow burn, but I just wanted more with it, you know. Like
Mhm.
it's very obvious that the fungi was
The problem.
a problem, but yeah, mushrooms are weird in general, so I like mushrooms. So and
Yeah.
the rabbits are so innocent, so it was interesting to see like bunnies are in a lot of horror books. So
Oh
it,
my gosh. Anytime like you say bunny or anybody says bunny, I just think of Mona a lot. I'm like,
yeah.
bunnies are weird. But yes, Nicole, I completely agree. I think that if the story had been expanded, it would have been really, really great. I enjoyed the atmosphere and I got freaked out by the hair and the weird lights in the lake. Even though we know what it is, but it still freaked me out.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? Like we all knew what the problem was here. It's just how she described things and her characters. They all had like unique personalities and just I don't know, it was really good in that sense.
Were you surprised that Roderick was the one who killed her? Was there any foreshadowing, or were you?
I don't think so. See, I listened to this book, although I'm probably not the person to ask, 'cause I listened to this book during the sprints. I finished it that day,
Mhm.
and I was just very much like, "What the heck?" Like, you know what I mean? It was not what I didn't know what I was going into with this book, but it was not what I was expecting, so I re-listened to it and kinda, like, got more background, but no, I would say the first time I read it, I wasn't really, like I just
No.
I wasn't following.
Yeah.
I knew like he was something was going on with him, but I don't know. I was like a big over the floor. He was kind of acting kind of weird. And then with the house on fire too, there's a lot of little foreshadowing little things like, oh, the only way this is gonna get solved if the house catches on fire, or this is gonna solve all our problems. I was like, okay, the house is gonna be burned in the end, even if you didn't read the original work. So
Yeah. See, I'm bad at that stuff. Like, I can read, like, for example, romantasy. I mean, there's only so many ways that a book can go. But
yeah,
I'm still, every time I read, I'm like, you know what I mean?
I try not to like predict books too often, like especially with mysteries and thrillers and things like I know a lot of people will knock down their ratings of books because they're like, "Oh, it was so predictable." And it's like, "Well, it doesn't matter if it was predictable. Did you have a good time reading it?" You
Yeah.
know? Like
and
if you're so good at being a freaking detective, go fucking apply, you know?
Yeah. If it's a popcorn read, if it's a thriller and it's a like popcorn read for me, like I just want to keep going, then it's automatically going to get like 4 stars.
because people complain about Riley Sager because his twists are out of nowhere, but I'm like, I don't care. It's a fun time.
But
So
I love it.
yeah,
Yeah.
gothic. So actually, I don't know. I'm between a 3.5 and a 4 with this one. It's just I want to be extra picky. It'll be a 3.5, but overall, I had a good time. Maybe because I'm used to this author's work, I know how they write. But
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah, I have not read anything by T. Kingfisher.
mm-mm.
Well, now I have. Hi Zach. Speaking of Zach, I gave What Moves the Dead 3 stars, kind of too nicely. Oh, we have a different opinion. The Fall of the House of Usher was much better.
Interesting. Care to share
Why?
why? Like
Yeah,
what kind of pushed it over for you?
yeah. I'm
The
very curious.
writing was definitely very like that old-timey English and stuff. So
But
that's hard to get behind too for me.
yeah, and I don't think I was giving this author justice. The writing is not this. Kingfisher writes like very broadly. Not all her work is this exposition. So she even writes fantasy too. So if you do, I recommend Thorn Hedge for some readathon, need a novella or something. You'll read it in one sitting. It's also super short. I read it for like a winter readathon or something. Yeah.
Thorn Hedge?
Mm-hmm. It's like 100 pages.
I think it's Thorn Hedge.
Yeah, sorry. Thorn Hedge.
Because no, you're not the only person who's. I think Brittany was saying it in one of her videos too, and I looked. I was like, that says hedge.
Yeah. It's just how I pronounce things funny sometimes.
That's okay. Basilisk. I gave it 3.5 stars. All right, so it seems like the consensus is about 3 to 4 stars. So that's not too bad for a novella.
And for our first horror book and book club too, that's pretty good. So.
Oh my gosh, it was, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I've already read this book, but I highly recommend. What's it called? My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. I
haven't read that one yet.
Book.
My first one by him was the Southern.
I hated that
guy.
one.
It was so bad.
I hated that one.
I haven't
so
read
now
it.
I'm like less interested in reading from him, even though I heard good things about My Best Friend's Exorcism.
Look, Nikki, don't read Southern book clubs.
I think I got it from the library, and you guys said return it, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Well, A, it's terrible, and B, it has like children and stuff, and I just don't think that you would enjoy it. But My Best Friend's Exorcism, amazing. The movie, terrible. Book, amazing. I mean, it is kind of problematic, I will say, but Grady Hendrix is kind of problematic. But for the time period it's based in, it makes sense.
It was like
it's like the 80s.
Yeah, the something panic. The Elizabeth is here. She could go on and on about it. Yeah, the Satan panic or something. Satanic panic, right?
Yeah, yes. Satanic panic. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just so weird. Fun, like mushrooms are so weird to me.
I have a random tangential thing for you guys. So like, I don't expect you guys to know everything, but like, when do you think Edgar Allan Poe was around? Like what time? Like this year is 2024. Like when do you think he was around? Alive?
Oh God. Like, don't embarrass me. Let me look it up.
Like 1800s?
Don't look it up. Don't look it up.
Okay. I'm gonna say the 1800s.
Yes. Okay. So 1809 to 1849.
Yes, I knew that.
This is again tangential. So when was Picasso around?
1900s.
What do you think, Brie?
Picasso? Oh, why do I feel like not that long ago? Although if you ask my kid, 1900s is I'm gonna go with the 1900s as well.
So for the longest time, I thought he was around in like the 1500s, 1400s, or whatever. Like,
oh no,
dude was around 1881 to 1973.
So we were close.
Yeah.
I saw that today, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I thought he was much older.
But also, he lived a very long life, so that's
especially for that time. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I knew Picasso was.
Cut your ear off, you'll be okay.
Do what?
Just cut your ear off, and you'll be okay.
Oh God, no.
I think he also had like schizophrenia or something.
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't know that. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I knew Picasso was more recent, but like obviously Michelangelo and all that was more
the Renaissance
time. So
I know Picasso, he was hustling. He didn't become famous until after he passed away. So I was like, oh, probably like 1900. I can imagine him sitting on like Venice Boulevard or something, trying to sell his artwork. How they describe it.
Yeah, I know. It's weird.
Yeah.
But art is subjective 100% because I've seen people pay so much money for things. I'm like, man.
Yep. Like literally just throwing paint at a canvas and they're like, oh, $500,000. I'm like, I could do that.
Yeah, it's like, what makes this so special? I don't know.
At LACMA, there was the modern section. It stands for Los Angeles Museum of Art. They had a red board. It's called the Red Plank. It's still sitting there, and that's like artwork. It's literally a red piece of go to Home Depot. They painted red. So I don't want to be judgy either, but what is art? Maybe that was a statement piece. Is what is art? See, I could be sassy too and become really famous and just be like, look, what
You
is
just
art?
got to do it first, apparently.
Yeah.
I guess. Also, we did have some guesses. Zach guessed the 1800s, and then I think for Michelangelo, 1400s. And then you're getting cut. Wait, typo the year. But you're getting cut off was going to go out in Picasso. Wait.
What year Picasso was or something.
Oh, the ear you're getting cut off was going to go out.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
So gross. Okay.
Sorry, very tangential.
Oh, it's fine.
Yay,
Oh, Laura has read Thorn Pidge, so nice. So you are familiar with Kingfisher.
I'm validated because Laura agreed.
I like that T. Kingfisher left space for my imagination to take over and scare the schnitzel out of me. Oh my god, I literally say schnitzel too. Sorry. That's funny. Yeah, I agree. I think that this would have been great for Summerween for the prompt of read a book in the dark.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can still read it in the dark.
Yeah.
Do you think Roderick died in the fire, or you think it's supposed to be like left to interpretation?
I don't know, because there is a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
But in the sequel, it says Alex Easton, retired soldier, returns in What Feasts the Night.
Oh.
So, I mean, Easton.
Maybe he turns as a ghost.
Maybe. Oh, I also thought the humor was really funny in this book. I chuckled a few times. They're like, "Oh, those stupid Americans," you know.
Yeah.
They're stupid. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. It was interesting. I will say, like with I didn't read it. I listened to it,
Mm-hmm.
and it was very confusing at first with the pronouns "ka" and what was
Ba.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
The was I guess more adult day, and Bob was like I think it was like children because they were saying in the letter where she wrote she was saying that fungi was a child. Madeline was referring to the fungi as Va. So it was interesting. That's that's how I interpreted it.
I literally just
realized
that. So listening to that and then them just going,
yeah,
ka and bar, whatever it was, I was like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
But I think
even I just googled this, but even the main protagonist, Alex Easton, they're non-binary, so you don't even know if they're male or female.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. They're referred as the con.
Yeah, the con.
And I think
their fictional country of Galicia.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Look,
I tandem read with the audio, not tandem. I'm immerseful read or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was kind of cool. The audio did a good job when I guess when they said that they were been dead for a month, Madeline.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the pitch was going up and down, like I guess like the fungi was talking. I thought that was kind of cool.
I see. I didn't even catch on to that. I'm much better at physically reading than listening, but I couldn't get the physical book for like 10 weeks.
I don't know why, but I go through in and out phases with audiobooks, my audio processing. So sometimes I can listen to it, but I don't process like what I just read. So I have to go back and read.
Yeah. Same. I like sometimes with audiobooks, it's playing and I'm like conscious about it, and then I stop being conscious of it, and I'm like, what is that annoying sound? And I'm like, oh shoot. That was my book I was supposed to be listening to.
Yeah. Busy. A lot of things going on. Yeah.
Those that have read more of her works, are they better than this one? I'm sure of reading more of her.
Yes, I love Thorn Hedge. And then I know what's really popular right now. Hopefully, I read it soon. It's King Sword or Sword King. Sword Heart. I'm on my phone. That's why I'm afraid to look it up. Sword Heart. That one's the fantasy romance.
Yeah.
That one's popular right now. And those Hollowed Spaces. That one. People who have problems with this book, they recommend the other book. So that's interesting. It's all retellings. So
she's written so much more than I thought.
Sword Heart.
yeah, thank you, Vanessa. Yeah.
Oh, it came out in 2018. I was looking for like a new.
But that was really popular in 2022. Like it was all over BookTube for some, I guess.
Her real name is Ursula Vernon.
Yeah, I found her online. Like I didn't notice it in the bookstore or anything until a couple of years ago.
And this one I got at Barnes & Noble Starbucks for $5.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. See, sometimes those are a hit and sometimes they're a miss. Also, Zach says Salvage by Madeline Rue is a sci-fi fungus book. In my opinion, it's way better in that the fungus glows a really pretty blue. That's cool. Thank you for the recommendation, Zach. Did these publishers never read an original fairy tale?
Right? That's
No. I know.
Hi,
Oh, hi, Shauna. How are you doing? I can't remember. I think you said that you did read this.
She did read it. Yeah, she put her ratings below. Yeah.
Rated What Moves the Dead 3 stars. Same. My Goodreads review is What Moves the Dead is worth the read. This book is very creepy, interesting, and creative. I read this in one sitting as it hooked me right from the beginning. Not the type of book I would normally go for, so for it to grip me like it did surprised me. I went into this thinking I wasn't going to like it, but I'm so happy that I did. It's pretty slow going. I agree with that. For a short book, once you get into it, it gets really good. It becomes weird, gross, freaky. And she rated the original 2 stars.
I saw that.
Too wordy for me.
I did as well.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I'm having a hard time rating the Fall House because, yeah, the writing is really hard to get into because it's like a classic book. So
well, that's what I mean. Like, but they're so different. They're not so different, but they are different.
Yeah.
But even when you like take away all the fluffy writing that Edgar Allan Poe does, it's just like I felt like there wasn't a lot of character development. I mean, again, it's 36 pages, but like it just seemed very unseasoned, versus What Moves the Dead had a lot of flavor.
Yeah, What Moves the Dead was more of a story. I feel like Fall of the House of Usher would have been great as like a poem.
Yeah. And then Kingfisher, like just from the author note, that's what they were saying too. Like that's why she wanted to retell because she felt like she did
a better job.
Good for you.
I will say that she did accomplish that.
Yeah.
Also, no, Laura's never in jail.
But this is a classic, so I know
it shouldn't. Yeah, it shouldn't be taking away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm in Never in Jail too, but I could listen to it this morning.
Well, I listened to it on YouTube because there's
you can do that too.
Yeah, there's no copyright. It's old enough.
And I read it this morning too on the audio on like Libby. And I know Audible at one point they had all the classics are free, but please don't use the credit. It should be free. I think at one point. Because it's like free database, because it's so old.
Yeah, because it's out of copyright.
Oh, public domain. Yeah.
Public domain, that's what it is. I agree that it would have been better as a full-length novel. Yes. House of Usher has never been a favorite Poe, but I really enjoyed the writing. I enjoy that also. Okay, well, I think that
appreciate you.
Like, there's definitely classical, like people who really enjoy classics, and I just said classical, like that, like music, but classics. There's a love for that, and I can completely appreciate that. It's not my cup of tea, but I definitely can see where you're coming from.
It's all subjective.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I think that would have been. Oh my God, T. Kingfisher, Becky Chambers collab. That would be amazing.
So Laura, you need to go on their Instagrams and be like, "Hey, I have a proposition for you," and then you'll be on the author's note, and then you'll be famous. Don't forget about us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't forget about us little people.
But I'm
we need merch with a mushroom wearing a t-shirt that has a Taylor Swift quote. Oh my gosh. Amazing.
yes.
It's me. Hi.
Oh
Hi.
my goodness. That's gonna be like a shirt that's on acid.
Oh, tie-dye. Yes. Okay.
I just found a tie-dye Care Bear shirt that had the tags on it for like $1 yesterday, and it made me really happy. I'm like, I don't know where to wear this, but it's $1, and it has the tags on it. So.
Very nice. Look, we got to stop giving all these free ideas on the internet, okay?
Well, it's not like anyone's buying them, so.
Oh.
We're just not there yet, Vanessa. We're gonna get there.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm reading My Best Friend's Exorcism for Summerween. Yay! I read that for Summerween last year when I met Vanessa. Such good memories. I might reread that just because, like, it was just.
I remember what I read last year.
Such a vibe.
I read Sheets, like the ghost book, and
I have that.
it's very cute. Very good mental health rep. Recommend it.
Is that a graphic novel?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll show you.
And it's very emotional too. But I'm not gonna say anymore because I read it.
Okay.
Very cute.
Oh yeah, that is cute.
And what else did I read? I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
And on Pumpkin Heads. I remember I read a lot of graphic novels, but
I don't even know. All I know is I read that book for Summerween. My Summerween was insane.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, I should go back and watch those videos.
Oh, I read Riley Sager too. Yeah, that's one.
That's what I'm reading this year.
Me too.
Yeah, those are my highlights probably. Yeah.
I'm very excited. Okay. Let's see where we are. Oh, you're right, homie.
Oh, what Zach said. He said the ear getting cut off was Van Gogh, not Picasso.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, you're right.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Oh, I just got the audiobook for the new Riley Sager book too. I want to start it.
Oh, nice.
I just got it from Book of the Month because I waited.
Yeah.
I waited and I got it. I just knew. I knew it. Also, every time you talk about, I don't know if it's the ear, but it reminds me of Mike Tyson.
My brother had his name on his car exit because he was like, I remember there was like 7 or 8 who were at the grocery store. And then Mike Tyson was there, and he's like, "Okay, ask for an autograph." And then he was writing on his car because he was on a rush, so it says his name Travis on the car.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, it wasn't his fault. He's like, it's not my sister. He's like, it's okay, I'll get fixed it. But it was so random.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, to live in California and have all the stories. Sorry, the dog was stealing my God, what? I do want to try the T. Kingfisher book with the skeleton dog. It reminds me of the Tupilok from Greenlandic folklore. I don't know what that is. Tupilok. Oh, Tupilok? An avenging monster fabricated by a practitioner of witchcraft. It's a carving of a monster. That's creepy. The skeleton dog. Do we know which one that is?
Is that the second book?
Oh, I thought it was a horse, but maybe it's a skeleton dog.
I can't look. Yeah.
Is that a skeleton dog? I can't. No, that's a horse.
Or it could be a completely different book.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, Zach. Can't.
Oh, I see. Oh God. I see the children's books now. It
Dragon Breath.
Yeah.
Wait, I think I have an arc of A Sorceress Comes to Call, which is her new fantasy book.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Let me check.
Oh, A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking. I saw that at the bookstore. I thought it was so cute looking.
Oh, I read that one too. I read that was
Yes.
from her. Yeah, I read it. That one for some winter thing.
What?
Yes, I
Why?
do have this T. Kingfisher book.
You should read it and let us know what.
I should read all the 90 other books that are on my NetGalley.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say on my TV. I was like, Vanessa, come on, we all know it's.
Oh no, we know that's like 500.
I
I still have all the library books too.
Oh, let me know, Laura.
Yes.
I'll read A House of Good Bones with you.
A House with Good Bones.
That's
Oh, that's also by her. Okay, yeah, I've seen that in the bookstore too. I want to read their complete backlist. Oh, nice. Very nice. Hi, Donna. How are you doing? I hope you're feeling a little bit better. The Sheets trilogy is fantastic.
Got delicates.
So good.
That's so cute. I can't.
Lights.
Yeah.
Is that like what age range is that?
Cool, but
Middle school?
Teen. Yeah, it's a teen.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I could read that with Ronan, but
it has
what?
good mental health rep. It talks about some heavy discussions, but it still stays cute, so it's a good balance.
Yeah.
But
I'll have to read it first, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm immune to old writing. I've read Kalevala. I'm sorry. Twice, which is a 650, oh my gosh, page 14th century Finnish poem. Also why I know a little Finnish. Wow.
Can I ask if you're comfortable sharing, Zach? How old are you?
That is insane.
Just curious.
Yeah.
Also, if that's how you learn Finnish, like that's insane. You should be so
Must
proud
be
of
very smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the classics I had to read in like college and stuff. I kind of want to read them again with like new eyes, or do the Rory Gilmore challenge or something. But
See, that's the thing. Like, because I was forced to read these books, I don't want to read them.
I didn't have to read any of this in college.
no.
No, not even like in my. I only had to take a couple of English classes, but like we pretty much just worked on like writing like essay stuff. But my whole college stuff was more sciencey classes. Like I never had to do any like literature stuff.
Even in your core classes?
Yeah. General ed.
Weird.
I think I also took a bunch of general eds before I went to college, like when I was in high school. And
Yeah.
so a lot of them transferred.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. The Wizard's Guide is a host fave for Tar too. I need to look at that.
Is this more than just the little graphic they have? Because I feel like every time someone's like, "Oh, it's a host fave," I'm like, I did not see this on the list. Where did this come from?
Literally same.
What is it called? The Wizard's Guide?
Little
Whose is
gingerbread.
it?
A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking.
Whose favorite is it? Oh, it's Kristen's. Didn't even see that.
Is she Team Fantasy?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. I thought you were Team Sci-Fi.
Oh, Kristen's Team Fantasy. Laura is Team Sci-Fi.
Yeah, I could see Kristen likes a lot of cozy fantasy, so I could see her it's being a host favorite.
Okay. Donna says, I'm emotionally and mentally exhausted, but I'm good. Went out twice today and wiped me out. Oh, I feel that.
Good job.
Yeah. I say just take it day by day. That's all you can do. But I'm glad you're here. And Zach is 32, almost 33. Very nice. Well, you're very smart.
Thanks for sharing. Yes, you are.
Do you guys have anything else you want to say before we wrap up the live show? Anything else? About the book, or if you're going to read the sequel or anything?
I'll probably read the sequel at some point.
Yeah.
This Sunday we're having our little author spotlight interview.
Mm-hmm.
There, it'll be a lot of fun. I have 2 very easygoing games. I'll give you a hint. Look up the Romantasy convention, whose authors are going to be there in their books. That'll be a big hint for the games on Sunday. Be really fun over on my channel, and then Brianna and Vanessa are going to join me. Threaded by Prose. Right now it's on sale for 99 cents, I think, this week. I think for the UK, you want to get it.
Yeah, let me post a link to that too.
And I know a Discord Laura shared a way you can listen to it through Siri.
Perfect.
Yeah, thank you, Laura. That was
very helpful.
I'm
super
assuming
clutch.
And she also shared a delicious sweet potato curry. If you want to listen to it, a big curry, there you go.
There you go.
Update I would like to.
Okay, so discussion. Okay, so here's the link for the live discussion. So go turn your notifications on. And I think, Nikki, you said you're going to leave it spoiler free, right?
Spoiler free. So it's just time. And I think the author, she requested to be spoiler free too, because her second book just came out. So.
Oh, okay, perfect.
And for July, or during Spark of the Flame, but I'm going to reread it. And I know we're starting the second week of July, so we're reading the second book, that's okay. If you're reading the third book, that's okay. If you're reading the first book, it's okay. Just come and join us if you like, or not read the book. So, there you go.
Meet the author. And Nicole said that I will read the sequel since I pre-ordered it. Nice. Also, quick question. Oh, go ahead.
I said, I hope you enjoy it, Nicole.
Yes.
Yes.
Is it too late to add questions for Rose?
No, it's not at all.
Okay. When is the cutoff going to be?
If you like me to ask for you, probably let's just do Saturday so I have time to write it out. But we also would like to be active in the live discussion. You're also welcome to ask questions too. Rose said she's comfortable with that. So if you're comfortable being active in the chat, you can ask them, or I can ask them, or whoever. So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. How long is it expected to be? Like an hour, 2, 3?
Just an hour. No more than that. Unless we talk too much. Yeah, but like.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, thank you, ladies, for doing another book club with us, or with me. Thanks for reading the book that I chose. Okay. And then thank you, everybody, for joining us and reading the book that I chose.
Thank you for hosting. I had fun. So.
Yeah. I know it wasn't like very in depth or anything, but I mean, it's just a short little novella. So, but yeah, I'm very excited for the fall months and all of the book picks that we have, and it's just going to be a really good time. So thank you all for being here. Don't forget to subscribe to these lovely ladies, and we will see you, I guess, on Sunday. Peace and corn.